What's up, YouTube? It's your girl D Eyes, and I'm back for another video. Today I want to keep this thing going because two other YouTubers had started dreams, like this dream thing that they have going on. It was J57 Productions and Big Bayday. J57 made a video on a dream, Big Bayday did. J57 made another one, so I'm waiting on Big Bayday to make one, but I wanted to make one first. And see what y'all think. So this video, I was probably, I would say like 16, 17 years old, and my mother was in the video, and there was a kid in the video, but they called me mom, so I was like, okay, well, if I was 16, 17, now I know I can have kids at that age, but like at that age, I wasn't like thinking about having a kid. But anyway, so we walked into the store, and it wasn't like a normal store. There was, when you walk in the door, on the left hand side there was like this long wall, and along the wall were like these baskets. Okay, and they were kind of like tilted baskets, so the one side was down, but then the other side was, up in the back, and there was like puppies in it, and they looked like they were probably, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks old, so they weren't that old. But they were all German Shepherd puppies. Every single one of them on the wall. There was probably, I would say, 9 baskets in each section. So it was like 3, 6, and then 9, and then the next section had 3, 6, 9, like going straight down like that. And I kept saying to Mom, like, oh, I want a puppy. So I'm like, oh, they're so cute. So I'm walking by, and one puppy, he was like a grayish brown. Like his face was more like a brown color, but you could see like on his body it kind of looked like a grayish brown. He like literally jumped out of the basket onto me and was like licking my face and all over me. And I'm like, out of all these puppies that I walked by, like, why this one? Why did he jump on me? So I'm like, oh, if I had you, and you know how you talk to the puppies and stuff like that. I said, oh, if I had you, I would name you Ash. Don't know why that came to mind. I don't know if it's because of the grayish brown color. I don't know. But anyway, so I said I was going to name him Ash. So I went over to my mom and I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And she's like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, come on, please. I said, can we get him? And she was like, no. She goes, you're not getting a puppy. I'm like, why? I'm like, I'm old enough to take care of him. Like, I will. And she was like, no. She goes, well, she said, I don't have the money to buy one anyway. I said, you don't even know how much he is. So she was like, go up to the counter and ask. So I handed her a puppy to hold. And I walk up to the counter and I said to the guy, I said, how much are puppies that were over on the wall? And he said, each one of them are $3.50, but before you leave, I do their shots, I clip their nails, and like whatever else he did to them. He said, so probably in total, it'll probably be like 400 to 450, somewhere around there. So I'm like, oh man, I'm like, okay. So I'm back over and I said to Mom, I'm like, it's only $450, please. And she was like, I don't have that kind of money. Now, you know my mom, if you would see just her face when I asked her about something like that and it was that much money, she was like, no, I don't have that much money. And she said, your dad's not going to go for that. So I'm like, please. I'm like, please, please, I will pay back. I will find a way. I will, do whatever. She was like, I said no. So I walked up to the counter while she went around because there was other stuff in the store. It wasn't just like puppies. It was weird. It was like a convenience store, but they just happened to have puppies on the wall. So her and the kid went to go walk around the store. So I walked up to the counter and I said to the guy, I said, listen, I said, I don't have the money to buy the puppy. I said, is there any way that you could give me a job here and I can work to earn the money to get the puppy? I said, but can I take him now and I'll start the job and I'll work for you? And he was like, oh, he's like, I don't really do stuff like that. And I said, please, I said, I really want this dog. I said, I don't know why out of all the dogs, this dog just jumped on me. And he was like so attached to me. So he was like, give me a second. He said, I'm finishing up with these people over here. He said, we could talk about it. So it was probably like 10 minutes that went by, and I'm like, oh, come on. I'm like, he's going to say no. I'm going to be so crushed because I'm going to have to leave this puppy here. And as we were walking around the store, these puppies were like going fast. So I'm like, do I go over and just take the puppy and walk around with him, or just so nobody else takes him? And so I did, because you know me, if I want something and nobody else is taking it. So I went over and I grabbed him. We were walking around, and my mother was like, "You're not getting that dog." I said, "Yeah, I know. I'm just walking around with him." And so like I would say like 10, 15 minutes later, the guy walked over to me and he was like, "Can I talk to you in the back?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Listen," he said, "I'm gonna be honest with you." He said, "I normally don't do stuff like this." He said, "I can see how attached you are to this dog." And he said, "I'll give you the puppy to take with you." He said, "But you have to guarantee me at least 3 months of work." And right away I was like, yes. I was like, oh, I'm so happy. And then I went, wait a second. I'm like, I could work with him longer than that. I would have the money, because at that time I didn't have a job. I was like, I could have the money to pay him, and then also too, I could have extra money so I could take care of him myself. I don't have to worry about anybody else taking care of him. I said, and plus, like, I want a job, and I like working around animals and stuff like that, and that's kind of what it was. It was like a pet shop, but it was a convenience store with it. So I told him, I said, that's fine. I said, but I could work for you permanently. I said, because I like working around animals anyway. And he said, well, he said, you're going to have to help me groom them and cut their nails and, you know, sweep up everything and give them baths and different things like that. I'm like, hey, I could do all that. So I ended up getting the puppy. I don't know what the moral of the story is, because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Like, I do like German Shepherd puppies, but um, I thought about always getting one, but they're more of a responsibility than like a cat or anything like that. Um, and it's not that I don't like dogs. I love dogs, but I just don't. I can't have one, because like the way that I'm always moving and I'm gone, I'm home, I'm gone, I'm home, or I stay out for like a couple hours, whatever like that. It's very hard to maintain a dog, to take care of him when you have, not, I wouldn't say a busy life, but you know, you're out a lot. Um, so I don't know what the moral of the story is. I just wanted to tell you guys because it was really weird. I've never had a dream like that about puppies and whatever, but I did last night. So if you guys could tell me what you guys think it might be, then let me know. But I'm gonna get out of here. Like this video, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And if you want to share the video, you can. If not, no big deal. No love lost. Shout out to all my subscribers, the new ones and the old ones. And be on the lookout for my next video on another dream that I had, which was older. And I'm still trying to figure that dream out, because there's a sign to that, but I don't know what it is. So you guys can let me know whenever you guys see it.